All right. Episode 3, we in here. Episode 2 was a success. We appreciate everybody showing support. And let's keep it going.
Yeah, we back. We back. Another week.
Let's do it.
We back. So it's been 6 or 7 days since we last spoke. So a couple things going on in the sports world. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Where y'all want to begin? I mean, I don't know. I mean, fresh off the bat, the first thing that comes to my mind is just I would like to say rest in peace to George Foreman.
Yeah.
George Foreman.
Legend.
Okay. Legend
In his own right. Shout out to George Foreman. I feel like he definitely came around like a little bit. I was a little bit late. He already had his career was already in the sunset or whatever, but the grills, he put me on paninis for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I had a couple of. I mean, I feel like George Foreman. I mean, I feel like he's a winner, man. Like off the field. I mean, as far as boxing and then outside of boxing. I mean, a successful businessman, like you mentioned. He won the gold medal. And then the thing about him is that, he won the world heavyweight at 24, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he came back at 45, and no one has ever done that before.
With the gut.
Right, exactly. 20 years later. Of course, we know about we know about the Rumble in the jungle with Ali, the rope-a-dope thing.
Right.
Probably one of the biggest fights in history. So, yeah.
He. I mean, I was a little child in '94, but I just remember how big it was for my dad telling me about it. How he was the oldest heavyweight champion in history. When he knocked out some dude in the 10th round and got all 3 heavyweight titles. And actually, that record still holds to today. When he was being the oldest champion ever. And actually he held on to his heavyweight championship until a couple of years later when he was 48. So that's just crazy.
Yeah, man. Put it all into context, he won his first title in 1973.
Wow.
And then lost his title to Muhammad Ali, like you said, the Rumble in the Jungle in 74. He retired in 77, came back in 87. And then he won his championship again in 1994 at 45. So just like a remarkable run of consistency and getting back to the top of the mountain that many times, should definitely be commended. A role model for sure. And all his kids' name was George. That was kind of wild. But he's
like what do you mean all like on both sides, like girls and guys?
Yeah, I think he got a daughter named Georgina.
Yep, he got a few sons and a daughter, and they're all named George and Georgina.
Okay.
Hey, he a goat like that.
He's a narcissist.
We saw him with the clips already.
Everybody's a narcissist.
Rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to that man.
We saw him with the clips already.
All right, yeah. So R.I.P. to George Foreman for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What else happened? What else peripherally happened?
Yo, I feel like we're gonna talk about this a lot, yo. But the new contract at the WNBA.
The new contract? They negotiating, right?
Negotiating the new contract, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, talking about holding out, talking about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
what y'all think?
I feel like that I don't understand why it's getting a negative light when it's business. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like the NFL done it, NBA, baseball, it's Angel Reese is getting a lot of heat for doing something that she's supposed to do. talking about, we need more of this, we need more of that. And that's where we're saying. And that's in the beginning of the stages, that's how it works. And then you meet in the middle somewhere where both parties are happy. But I feel like she's getting a lot of slack for being one of the stars in that league, if not one of the top stars as far as the future of the WNBA, and actually speaking out for the behalf of all, and I feel like that there's a lot of negativity coming out of that, and I don't think it's supposed to be, because that's part of business.
Man, do y'all all believe the WNBA should be paid like what, more, or what's the number? I just want to know, because I'm on the side of, I think they should get paid enough to be here. Do I think they should get paid like the men? I don't think that's. I'll be honest, I don't think that. I don't. They're good, but they don't pull the say. I think the numbers have grown to the degree that they should have enough that we don't have to send, what's her name? Brittany Griner just got jammed up in Russia. She shouldn't have had to been playing in Russia all off season as like the third best player in the WNBA. She should be able to have that not be her situation. So I advocate for women to be able to do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like what number is that? Like I don't know if they garner that much. So it's tough.
Well, here's the thing, right? And the way the WNBA structures their contracts are a lot different. So I've actually done a little bit of homework on this. So so every league or every professional league has a CBA, right? Which is collective bargaining agreement, if anybody doesn't know that, right? And the CBA for the WNBA was actually recently agreed upon back in 2020. It does not run out until 2027. Other leagues have had CBAs that have happened recently. The NFL, of course, we know there was a potential for a lockout back in 2020. They negotiated to higher salaries, and they even and their justification for that was adding one more game, if you remember it. So it went from 16 to 17 games. The NBA, I would say the NBA probably has the strongest union, because their salaries, of course, are the highest, but a lot of that money comes from TV deals that are actually overseas, especially in China. NHL actually had a shutdown because they weren't able to agree upon their contracts. And that, of course, that agreement also was made in place in 2020. And baseball, every time, I mean, they have lockouts all the time. There was a 99-day lockout back in 2022, but they were able to negotiate that as well. So I think Angel Reese is just maybe a couple of seasons early, but I do understand where she's coming from, because the salaries in the WNBA are significantly lower than comparative women's leagues in Europe. Okay. And the WNBA's profits that they made last year was higher than all the NBA, all the basketball, right? All the women's basketball leagues in Europe. So it is a little bit unfair as of right now.
So
the owners, they are due. They're due in 2027, but the owners are making money hand over fist. Now, to be fair, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, them coming into the league has brought a lot of more exposure. WNBA has blown up. Of course, just gambling in general has generated a lot of buzz for women's sports as well. But their contracts need to be negotiated, because they are the lowest in any professional sports.
That's the part right there, Eddie. You hit the nail on the head. The surge of the WNBA's popularity based around Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese's emergence is what makes this conversation more interesting. I don't think in 2020, you know what I'm saying, they would be running to the table asking for more. But I do think that now, with the way that they're sharing their market value, the way that they're sharing eyes, I think that it's fair. You know what I'm saying? When a player has a 5-year contract, at 3 years, he's starting to look like, hey, if I'm producing at a high level, I want to restructure. I want to renegotiate my contract. I think they're a little bit early to the conversation, but I do think that they're warranted to demand a little bit more a larger piece of the pie for sure. Because I want to say last year there was a jump of 48% from 2023. The 2024 was 48% higher. So as far as viewership, we're talking about 2 million fans, the highest in 22 years. So
it's actually even higher than that, Brian. There's a 93% ticket surge in ticket sales, 170% increase in viewership, and 601% increase in merchandise sales.
boom.
Right. And they
Gotcha.
only getting paid 60, high 60s to high 80s, right?
Not only that, well, they made $200 million last year, and only 20 million of that went to revenue allocation. That means the salaries were only 9% of the league. In comparison to the NBA, the players make 48%.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The owners of the WNBA are making money hand over fist, and it's not going back to the players.
Right.
Even the NFL is at 48%. And they don't even have guaranteed contracts most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like what you think percentage wise, Brian. Like I know you said like not as much as I can see that, right? As far as that being a journey, not overnight type thing. But what do you think about the same percentage, 48, 52, or splitting the revenue?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's I don't agree with slave labor. I believe that
Right.
people should get a fair wage, and if the swap out for the NBA is that much, I think the WNBA should be looking at that and saying, yeah, we should get something similar.
48% of 200 million though.
Of the revenue. Of the revenue, if the revenue, I mean, how's the revenue being generated? Is it being generated because the owners? Is it being generated because people just like the fever, or is it being generated because people want to be Caitlin Clark? You know what I'm saying? So I think that they bringing in the money. The Angel Reese, all the big names.
Bro, like 9% is crazy. NBA 49 to 51, NFL 48. NHL, even the NHL players make 50%, and their salaries are relatively lower compared to other leagues. But
What's the NHL make?
50% goes to the players' revenue.
Yeah, I mean, this is just it's a young union. It's a new thing. So it's going to take a while for them to gain that power on the negotiating table.
Yeah, they're getting smoked right now.
Yeah, but I definitely would like to see that up above into 25-30% range, no?
Yeah, I mean that would be that would be appropriate. I mean, even MLS, and I don't even know anybody who watches MLS. Even they
I actually got a couple of boys that are like real serious about MLS.
So. Really?
Yeah, they like go to games and shit.
Well, that's somebody.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. They pay Messi. I mean, it's something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Angel Reese is getting a lot of backlash, yo. I don't necessarily agree with it.
It's unfair.
I mean, yeah, it's unfair. She one of them ones. She's gonna be one of them ones in the W. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be hearing about her for a long time, I feel.
Yeah, every time she says something, it's gonna go viral or whatever.
Exactly.
Give a shit.
She can play, and that's the part that you know what I'm saying. As long as that's the part, I feel like I like the athletes that are willing to speak up and speak out for their fellow teammates and stuff. They don't mind putting it out there, and she goes out there and she competes and she plays well. So I feel like she's valued. That voice is important. It's people that don't play that well and be talking and nobody listen because it's like, oh, they're not defensive player of the year.
Right.
Yeah, bro. And the amount of hours it takes to be a professional athlete, bro. They're not just working 40 hours a week. It's nonstop grind. I mean, with the dedication to be the top 1% of anything, and they the top 0.01%, and only making high 60s. Like you can't afford to even afford to live by yourself with that type of salary.
Right.
You have to be in a real struggle bus. And I mean, I'm talking so
not no major city.
Not no major city.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna need to be some changes there.
And that's why she had to play over the winter, because remember the WNBA plays in a little bit of a later season, but they were in the I think it's called the Rivalry League,
Unrivaled. It's called the
Unrivaled.
Unrivaled League. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think her salary there was actually higher than it was in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the Instagram live thing worked. Got a comment on there from
Nice.
Dees. He said it's interesting.
Oh yeah, they get. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say the Unrivaled League is something to help compensate the WNBA players so that they don't have to go overseas to play. The championship, you could win $50,000. So each player wins an additional $50K on top of, I think Angel Reese. I think the rookie salaries is like $73,000. So you know, other people make more, but rookie salary 73 plus 50. So that's a hot little, you know what I'm saying, 130. Well, that's a good year.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's not Chicago. As a single 22-year-old, that's not a good year. Dang, son.
I mean, how much is a condo in Chicago?
Yeah, I know, but she got a Reebok deal and a podcast.
But that's why she loves by all her peers, because she's not speaking for us. So everybody know that she's good personally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's speaking for the people that don't got Reebok deals, which is everybody else.
Correct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. That more.
Yeah.
Definitely more. You selling jerseys, you selling tickets, more for sure.
Everything is up. I mean, and honestly, they probably should even expand the games, because I think they only play like 30, 50 games maybe. The NBA plays 82.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if I was a WNBA owner right now, I would be sitting pretty. I mean, look, the profit margins are ridiculous, and you don't got to pay your players. I mean, it's almost as bad as the NCAA before NIL.
Yeah, maybe they spending that money on that media. Maybe they need to be. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, we can go there, right? I'm ready to go out there a little bit. It's a couple WNBA players with OnlyFans because they can't afford because of the salary. That's nasty work, bro.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. A couple of, it was one that retired, right? Like she retired just to do OnlyFans.
Erica Cambridge definitely.
Yeah.
Got up out of the tall one, the center.
Liz Cambridge.
Liz, I'm sorry, Liz Cambridge.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you know something ain't right, man.
I mean, I don't know. She might have just did OnlyFans because she wanted to, though. Let's be.
She said she made more money off OnlyFans in like a week than she ever made from her whole WNBA career.
Right. Yeah,
wow.
Man. It's definitely, you know, inequality exists.
It's going to change.
I mean, this is beyond inequality. This is damn near slavery.
Another going viral quote by Eddie.
Yeah, no, it's getting better. I'm just saying I'm glad that it's starting to be, because it's been bad, but I'm glad that it's finally starting to be highlighted. We're starting to have, you know, a legitimate discourse.
Hey God, Maryland just won on the buzzer. Maryland just won on the buzzer, everybody.
What?
Yeah,
they just had a buzzer beater.
That's what I'm talking about, dog. Let's go. Oh, and then 72.
Damn.
Yo, I knew you was watching the game.
Colorado State, Colorado State took us to the buzzer like that.
Yeah, it was a great game. Maryland, boy, woo!
My bracket's alive.
Whew.
Everybody's parlay still alive. Derek Queen, man. Hey, listen, he's going to be a lottery pick. But we could talk about this when we get to the NBA. But let's stick with the WNBA for now.
Yeah.
I mean, with the WNBA, man, you know what's going to solve a lot of the issues. People need to like actually start watching the WNBA.
For sure.
If more people start watching it, they'll start making more money, like overall, and then they'll be able to you know what I mean, they'll be able to part with more of a percentage. I mean, they need to do it anyway, but they just don't make enough money overall, it seems like.
Well, they are getting a couple of new media right deals starting in 2026 apparently, so that should help.
Yeah,
Of course they have ESPN. But
yeah, sorry. I mean, when it's time for them to renegotiate, they need to ask for the bag, yo.
Yep.
Especially now.
Get like a deal on like maybe even like on Netflix or something like that, because that's a streaming service.
Wow, that's actually a good point. Amazon Prime, Netflix or something.
It's coming, son. It's coming. It's a slow burn. The NBA wasn't popping as soon as it got on either. Like it's a slow burn. We just starting to see. Not gonna say just starting, but like the talent level is improving year over year. The girls that I'm seeing in high school and college now are playing at a different level.
Juju Watkins.
And when Juju get to the league, and then you got Juju and you got my girl Buckers. What's her name? Paige Buckers out of UConn. Yeah, she nice. It's a bunch. It's some. Oh, and Naomi Miller up in Rutgers. It's some. She got Kyrie handle. I just think that it's some players that are coming up. That's going to infuse some excitement into the WNBA, and it's like that unrivaled league that just happened. That was kind of lit. that was a pretty lit situation. If y'all tapped into any of them games or any of those clips that was running around the league.
No, I was. I mean, that was actually pretty fun to watch. I would actually say that was a little bit more fun to watch than the big three, just because they were playing on a longer court. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good basketball. I actually enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yo, 25 is a freshman. Holy shit.
Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Derek Queen. Yeah.
Him and Cooper Flagg was at Mount Verde Academy last year together. They was so yeah, they're true freshmen.
Damn, they must have been.
Shout out
super nice.
To Andrew Reese.
They was super nice.
Andrew Reese's brother.
Man, what they won every game.
Hell yeah.
It's a. I think it was him. All of them. The whole team that was at Mount Verde. They're all playing D1 somewhere. They're all the ones at Baylor, the other ones at Florida, then Queens at Maryland, Cooper's at Duke. Like, yeah, silly dog. It's phony now. AAU to the pipeline now is crazy. That's why it's wild that I think Gilbert Arenas' son, he sent his son to go play with like nobody. He sent them out like he didn't want him to link up with like Barnes's kids and like all the other good players. He wanted him just to be Superman. He's just like, yeah, I just want him just take 30 shots every night. I don't care.
Kind of like the Ball brothers.
Yeah, like just being able to play free. That's a thing.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Who made the shot? I only got the TV on.
Derek Queen.
Oh, yeah. Queen hit it? Oh, nice.
Yeah, over like two people.
He nice. He's the one.
Bank shot, like a Tim Duncan type of bank shot, too. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Shout out Tim Duncan.
All right. So let's lead into since we're talking about basketball, might as well get back to the NBA. Where are we at with that? I think last time Eddie had something to say about the Lakers slipping to the 5th seed. And they turned up for a couple games and got back up to the 3rd seed, bouncing around over. The Western Conference is definitely a dog fight.
Yep.
Aside from Oklahoma City, that's a little bit out of the fray for now. Yeah. So where do we see that? Where do we see that division, that conference falling? Is there where you see that falling at?
Well, I think it's very interesting because we were talking about the Lakers being the 2nd seed, but the Rockets have been on an absolute tear. I think they may be up to a 10-game winning streak by now. They are on fire. we kind of were sliding them a little bit because they're a young team. They got some nice players. Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks is on there, Jabari Smith, Fred Van Fleet, but they don't really have that guy, right? That all-star, that guy when the game is on the line, he can take that shot, kind of like how SGA is that person for the Thunder, the Nuggets, Joker, the Lakers, LeBron or Luka, Memphis. You can give it to Morant, the Warriors. You can give it to Curry. Like they don't have that guy necessarily, but they play great team basketball. And Ime Udoka, shout out to Ime Udoka, coach of the year in my opinion. He has put together a winning basketball culture in Houston. Before he got there, Houston used to be just complete trash. I mean, they were the laughing stock of the NBA. Now you really have to look at that team and take them seriously. So I think they're going to be a tough out. Now the Lakers, they still have some time to make up ground. To be fair, they've been dealing with some injuries. I mean, Luka's had a back issue. LeBron.
Yeah, what's the timetable for LeBron? Is he
LeBron came back last night?
He came back last night. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Now he's on a limit. He looked good. But he's on a limited minute restriction, at least initially, until they get them back into the flow of things. Austin Rivers has been dealing with some injuries as well.
Hold up real quick. I wanna just point out the reason why nobody's worrying about the Rockets is because if you look at the last this 9-game winning streak the Rockets have been on, it's a perfect example of taking advantage of bad teams. They not doing nothing. They beat the Mavericks, who don't barely have a team.
Yeah.
The 76ers, who don't have PG or Embiid.
Tanking.
They beat the Heat without Jimmy Butler. They beat the Bulls. They barely beat the Bulls. They got through the Magic, which is a quality win, and they're losing to the Nuggets right now. We can go back further. It's not very exciting for what I don't think the Rockets are worth talking about, but I do appreciate Ime Udoka. I agree with you, Eddie. He should be in the running for Coach of the Year. He should be in the conversation, but yeah, as far as the reason why people are fast asleep on the Houston Rockets is because they are. I mean, I think honestly, if I'm the Lakers, if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies, if I'm the Denver Nuggets, I'm trying to play them. I'm trying to figure out how I can be the 4 seed. How can we do this 4-5 with them? I'm trying to figure out how I can be the 4 seed.
Is that me? I'm on live on Instagram. I think it just bled over. All right, we back.
Yeah, I want to play them. I'm trying to figure out how I can be the 4 or 5 seed. How if they the 2, how can I be the 7? Like I want the Rockets. That's food.
No, I mean you're absolutely correct. But the record is what I mean. They're kind of what the Timberwolves were last year. What the Timberwolves? Either the Timberwolves or the Thunder last year, where they had like a great record. I think they're like number 2 in the West, and then they lost in the second round to the Mavericks, right? And that's what we're saying. Experience matters, right?
The Rockets that was the Thunder, wasn't it? They were the
okay.
The Thunder was the second in the West last year.
Okay, yeah, and they got smoked in the second round to the Mavericks. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. But the record is what the record is, right? Listen, they're number 2. They got a 2.5 game lead over the Nuggets. We'll see what happens if the season goes on. I don't think they're going to hold to number 2. I think they may slip to like 4 or 5, like you were saying, and you're trying to figure out like which team is going to take them on. And honestly, this is why I like the Lakers coming out of the West, because if the Lakers hold on to the 4th seed or whatever, they play the Rockets, and then they got to play the Thunder, which is again another young team, and then the Lakers got a lot of experience. If they beat the Thunder, I think it's smooth sailing for them, because I mean, unless something crazy happens with the Nuggets and they learn how to play defense, which I'm not convinced that they know how to do, right? Then I think the Lakers are still, in my opinion, the favorite to come out the West.
Yeah, the Lakers are a bad matchup for everybody now. Before I think with Anthony Davis, they they were a problem because Anthony Davis and LeBron James are tremendous. Mm-hmm. But LeBron at his advanced age wasn't able to come off the ball enough to not be tired at 40.
And AD wasn't taking charge in terms of scoring.
Precisely. He wasn't doing what he needed to do from that regard. So I think now they have that guy that can have the ball in his hands a lot, which gives LeBron that break.
Right.
And so I just think in a 7-game series, you can't have LeBron not that tired. And at this point in his career, he's just too smart. He just knows everything. He knows what to do. He just can't always hit the button because he's tired. So now with Luka, he gets that break. It's gonna be tough. Oklahoma, Houston, I just think they're not old enough. I don't think they got enough experience. And Denver now, they were the issue because Jokic is probably the best player in the league. And so if you got to stop him. But now that they got Luka, they don't really got to stop him because they could just
outscore him.
They could just wash each other out. Like if Joker gonna go out there and give you 40, 12, and 12, well, Luka could give you 40, 12, and 12, and it's just whatever else the rest of the team do.
And then it's Jamal Murray versus LeBron.
Yeah, I like that matchup. I like how that shake out. So that's the only concern. I just think the Lakers
like Eddie said, Denver don't really have no bench and they don't play defense.
Who, Denver?
Yeah, they do not play defense. I mean, listen,
he's been saying that. He's been saying no defense.
They don't got
Denver.
no bench.
And they don't have a bench.
I knew they did. I knew they didn't have a bench and they didn't play any defense when I saw the Wizards drop 130 something points on them.
Yeah,
that's all I needed to see.
Yeah, last time we went to a Wizards game, they were struggling to score 60. That was a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, man!
Right before they traded Kuzma.
Right before the Lakers in, we went to game before you.
Yeah. Oh, is Steph? Dude, I don't know. Is Steph Curry injured? I heard something about he might have got dinged up.
I don't know. I don't think so, but it's possible.
Talked about.
We kind of look at the Warriors based on having playoff Jimmy kind of being their X factor now. I honestly, I mean, the Warriors are a tricky team to kind of like handicap because they just got Jimmy Butler, and before they had Jimmy Butler, they were not playing very well. But I think they've won like maybe something stupid like 10 of their last 14 games. So they've been playing very well. Is it going to be good enough when playoff times come around? We'll see.
Very well. They play very well right now with Jimmy Butler. Because Jimmy's very unselfish. He's very unselfish. He doesn't need to take 20 shots or whatever. He just will pass and rebound and play defense. Mm-hmm. It allows them to just get into their offense better. And then Draymond is still playing very well also.
I still think the Warriors are going to go after Kevin Durant in the offseason, though.
No, Kevin Durant's not going to go back.
You don't think so?
I think they're going to try.
No, Kevin Durant won't go back to Golden State as long as Draymond Green's in Golden State.
Oh, it's because of Draymond.
That's,
it's the elephant in the room.
Oh, constantly. I mean,
he called him a bitch. Like you can't.
But look, at the end of the day, Golden State isn't who Golden State is without Draymond Green. They can't. You know what I'm saying? They can't go nowhere with him, and they can't go nowhere without him. It's just he's just one of them guys for them. Like he gave them the edge they needed to get.
But he's also like really important to their like offense.
Bro, Draymond Green is a top 5 defender in my life.
But he's like also he's like their distributor.
He's cold with it. Yeah, he works within the offense perfectly. He don't do too much. He don't demand nothing. He just lets Steph cook.
Yeah, he don't take a whole lot of shots
at all.
But he can hit that top 3 from the top of the key. He's been working on that. Yeah,
he will.
And he will hit somebody and get suspended, and then they lose.
Correct. for all the stuff that he does the right way, he also will get suspended in Game 5 and maybe lose you a championship. He will.
It may or may not be a teammate that he hits.
He'll punch your 6th man of the year square in the jaw for no reason. and he'll call the best player on your team a bitch to his face.
That tangle up he had with Sabonis, what was that last year? That shit was just ridiculous.
He'd be jumping on people's chests. Yeah,
ridiculous.
like
yeah, the game on the line, they ain't giving KD the ball. I feel you. I mean, he right though. They won 4 championships. Well, how many championships was it? We won 3 championships without you.
3. They won 3 without him. Yeah, they won 2 without him.
2 without him. 2 with him. 2 without him.
And then they came back and won another one without him.
Yeah.
But you still don't call your teammate a bitch though. Like that's just crazy.
I mean, in 1998, you do.
Yeah.
I feel like that used to be okay. People definitely on wax calling their teammates a bitch when they was being a bitch.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah. What we going to what's up?
I mean, we did a lot of Lakers talk. We got to talk about the Bronny versus the Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 17 points. He doing well.
17 points, 5 assists, 7 for 10 for the field, 50% from 3, 2.
I feel like
4. 30 minutes.
I feel like
what y'all think about it?
I feel like Eddie was you the one that was kind of like not impressed, or you was just like, yeah, I feel like this is just a nepo. He's a nepo hire.
No. I was saying that's what people were saying. I was saying he actually does have NBA talent. And we were comparing other second round draft picks. Like he's actually doing a lot better than people picked before and after him in the second round.
Yeah, I agree. This was just another moment where it's just like another point in case of like, what 55th pick giving you 7 for 10 from the field? What 55th pick coming in and being that efficient? Like, I don't know whenever that happened. So I just think that it's promising, and it shows you that he's continuing to get better. This has been it's a positive year. Wasn't expecting him to look like an all-star or anything like that this year. So I think he's already outperformed. I think his G League numbers already has outperformed his pick. He's already warranted the draft pick. So now anything else he does, that game against the Bucks the other night, that was just him being, showing off a little bit. And that's good.
Yeah.
What do you think about Stephen A. Smith saying like I could have been wrong about Bronny? Right. He's apologizing but not apologizing. Talking about he didn't criticize him in high school, he didn't criticize him in college, but he criticized him in the NBA. The only thing I feel about it is that that cardiac arrest stuff. And we don't know. We know he had some kind of surgery or whatever. We don't know what it was, but he's still recovering from that. And even JJ Redick on his interview said that Bronny's still getting in shape. He still is working on becoming in NBA shape. So I feel like Stephen A. Smith's halfway apologized. We know how he did, but he not apologizing. What y'all think about that situation?
I think that like that whole situation was wild. Like Stephen A. Smith getting upset that LeBron said something to him. But it's like, if you are going to be able to talk about these athletes on TV the way that you do, I mean, when they respond to you, you got to be able to take it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I guess everybody's like, well, LeBron shouldn't say anything because, he's an NBA player and they're just critiquing his game. And it's like, that's fine. But if you're going to critique them publicly like that, then they should be able to respond to you publicly. So I don't understand why. I just hate when the media people get a taste of their own medicine in reverse. And then they want to act like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't understand how you're even upset that LeBron said something to you.
My thing with Stephen A. Smith is that he's not being
general.
Well, that too, but he's also not being truthful. Like, so if we're going to keep in context, like he's trying to say like, oh, I talk about players and I criticize all players and whatever. Now that could be true, right? But the way he's actually gone at Bronny James, as if like he has no talent, he doesn't deserve to be in the NBA and all this other stuff. I think it, I think it crossed the line to a certain extent. And every day he's talking about Bronny as if there isn't other things in the NBA to talk about. But I think he's just trying to find ways to stay relevant. I think I heard the other day that he's interested in running for president. Only a narcissist would think that as a podcaster or as someone in the media that they have the chops and the ability to run for president. Right?
You know,
Now, some actually do become presidents that are narcissists. I mean, we have one right now, but him in particular, Stephen A. Smith, the fact that he thinks that he can run for president and win is ridiculous. And this is a hype train. He just wants to get himself in the media, get out there. This is great for his brand. That whole interaction with LeBron, that's great for him. Because we're talking about Stephen A. Smith right now because of that. Before we weren't even talking about Stephen A. Smith.
Yo, that's the game. And I feel like that's the type of game that 50 Cent be playing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Stephen A. Smith just got $100 million.
He did just get the 100 mil.
I feel like off the camera, Stephen A. Smith, tell you what to do, help you out. You need to put a suit on. This is what you need to do. Tell you the game. But on the camera, I mean, he's the best at what he does. Good or bad. But
yeah,
50 Cent be doing that too, just to stay relevant. So,
I mean, I do think that it's business, obviously, but I think he crossed the line with you've been talking about LeBron in all these different capacities for the last 20 years. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can talk about his son as a basketball player. That's another thing. But now you're talking about LeBron as a father. I feel like that's one of the few spaces where it's like, not only should you not speak on it, but also if you was going to say anything about LeBron as a father, you would say only good things.
Facts.
There's like, come on. And so that just shows you how like disingenuous the conversation was even was from the beginning. He just using his name, continuing to use his name, now using his son's name to bring clicks. If he really wanted to clear it up, he would have hollered at LeBron. LeBron hollered at him and had a conversation with him privately. Even though it was in public, he said it to him and he stepped off. If he really wanted to say something to him, he could have got in touch with him. He could have did that. He could have whatever. But instead, he went on a press run.
Right.
To talk about how he got jammed up for disrespecting LeBron as a father. So I just think that this entire process, and then he called LeBron soft for hollering at him, and then he didn't respond in a moment, and then he thought. And so what I'm saying is,
about to go on a press tour.
That's a joke.
It's a joke. Right. Yeah.
Yo, Stephen A. Smith think it's wrestling out here.
It's gaslighting, bro. It's complete manipulation.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I mean?
Everybody wanted to. He had to feel. I wasn't going to speak on this, but since it went viral, here I am.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
such a damn ass up,
like, do what you got to do to get your clicks, bro.
Yeah. So I didn't. Whatever.
I wasn't going to speak on this. The biggest cap I've ever heard. He was itching. As soon as that went viral, oh, I can't wait.
He can't wait.
Happy as shit.
Man, and look, and he be looking for somebody to do that to him.
I think what's so big about it is that LeBron don't respond to nobody that criticizes him.
That's true.
And a lot of people don't be criticizing him and then be standing next to him at the bench. People talk trash and be like at home. People talk trash and keep behind their keyboard. They don't be talking trash on ESPN all day and all night, and then one stand two chairs down and think I'm not about to reach my 6'9" armor over there and grab him. Like
Right. And that's even and there's even videos of LeBron just chilling, watching his sons play, and the kids trying to mess with him. Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing, bro.
He's
It's
not
not
a
his first.
responder.
No,
He's been famous. He's been in the NBA 20 something years. So the fact that he said, "I'm gonna tell you this one time," I feel like he meant that. And I don't even think it would be a physical thing. I think it would just be a phone call to shut that down type thing.
yeah. I mean, I LeBron has I would imagine damn near an unlimited amount of power within the
Exactly.
NBA.
You have Adam Silver calling Bob Iger.
Yeah, like if he
Right.
really wanted to, I mean, well, look, Stephen A's 100 in that 100 million now club, so
Right.
maybe not. I don't know, but LeBron's a billionaire, so who knows? Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying that I think that you don't want to be on the wrong side of that.
No.
That's all I feel.
Especially when that phone call don't happen.
It would be a problematic if you're trying to cover sports, you're trying to cover the NBA, and if LeBron James and Rich Paul and all of them decided that they wasn't trying to like work with you, I would imagine that would affect like your work.
Right. And I feel like a lot of parents can relate to that too, man. A lot of parents wouldn't let that slide. I mean, for real. So we can move on to the next thing. But yeah, we just wanted to talk about that. Congratulations, Brownie. Yeah. Career high. Way to come back. Shut the haters up. And I mean, people said he's a workaholic, yo, behind closed doors. All you do is put in that work. So congratulations, and we wish you all the success.
Nice.
What's the next thing on the topic, fellas? Man, we ain't got no NFL stories.
It's dead, bro.
Dang.
I mean that pro day. I did want to see how y'all felt about that Jalen Monroe 40-yard dash. Did y'all
4-3?
Did y'all catch that?
Straight,
yeah.
I don't know, bro. Straight line QB speed is
4.37.
He didn't run a 4.37. That's cap.
It was news though.
That's what they posted. That's what Alabama posted. But everybody else that was there that clocked, it was like, oh yeah, it's really more like a 4.41, 4.45. I think even somebody did a 4.47. Yeah, what? I mean, yeah. Look it up.
Oh no.
Alabama's purposely hyping him up, and I don't blame him. You know, he did good to the.
Well, yeah, they want him to go high.
Yeah, they want him to go high. He ain't running 4.37, bro.
They said it's a 4.45.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
So Justin Fields.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like a 4.37.
No,
it didn't look like a 4.37 at all.
It looked like a 4.4. Yeah, like you said, 4.47. That sound right. 4.45, 4.5. I believe that.
4.3 is like Lamar territory.
I'm gonna say if Monroe ran a 4.37, Lamar is a 4.2. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. He might be a 4.19. We might not never see him.
I don't think we ain't going.
Whoa! You're going to Deion Sanders speed right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Now I will give Monroe his flowers, and he's fast, and he's definitely going to be the fastest QB in the draft. He's
people are describing him kind of like he's kind of like a similar Jalen Hurts type.
Man.
Well, I won't even put him in Jalen Hurts stratosphere yet. I think as of right now, he's still a project.
Taysom Hill.
I would say he's a little bit better. I would say he's more like Anthony Richardson territory at this point until he can prove that he can.
That's Eddie's guy right there.
Yeah, you bringing up them. He's a bum. They trying to get him out of. They trying to get him out of Indianapolis.
This is a rough draft for quarterbacks.
What is your allegiance to these bum quarterbacks? You see Eddie, this allegiance to these trash quarterbacks. You love Justin Fields. You love Jalen Monroe. You love Jason Richardson.
Justin Fields just got a $20 million contract.
So who did that? What trash franchise? I wonder paid that man all that money. Who? Tell me.
Listen, the only thing I can tell you about Jalen Monroe is this: he
Just tell me
threw
who
for
signed him.
his completion percentage was 64%. Okay, as a college QB, that is
That's not
actually
good no more.
underwhelming. 16 touchdowns and 11 interceptions.
Ooh.
These are not great numbers. He can
Who is
run.
this?
I'll give you that. He had 726 yards on the ground and 20 touchdowns. The boy can run, but we don't know.
Where are they talking about him going?
Is this Monroe?
This is Monroe. This is Monroe. Well, we
Taysom
don't
Hill.
know. We don't know. I mean, they're flirting with him being in the first round, like as like a mid to late first rounder. I've even heard him going as high as to like
touchdowns?
to the
Coming to
16
Baltimore.
touchdowns, bro, and throwing the ball.
Coming to Baltimore.
Ugh, that's not good.
Now,
That's not good.
yeah. So I'm thinking he's going to be a project QB. Listen, he's Anthony Richardson basically. Anthony Richardson actually has some actually. Well, he threw a little bit better than Anthony Richardson, so like, he's actually a little bit better. But I just don't know if you can throw him in to start immediately. He's going to have to sit maybe like a year and hopefully can throw a little bit better. But yeah, Monroe ain't there yet.
He's sorry.
Yo, he's projected to go third round to the Raiders.
Third round?
Perfect fit, just for y'all.
Yeah,
Perfect fit.
third round sounds good, fam. I guess then.
Yeah, third round to the Raiders. That sound right. He gonna start. He gonna start for y'all.
What if Anthony Richardson doesn't beat out?
He's not.
What's his face? Daniel Jones.
He's not.
He'll beat out Daniel Jones.
He's not.
They want him to. If he don't beat out Daniel Jones, I mean, you in trouble,
bro. He's not gonna do it.
I think he will. Just
Daniel Jones is decent.
He has to, bro. He has
Daniel,
to. This is the first
He's
thing in his career that he has to accomplish. He has to beat Daniel Jones in training camp.
Yeah.
Listen, if they thought that he was good, they wouldn't have brought somebody that could take it. They were so close to taking it. They thought he was good. They would have brought in somebody who clearly wasn't would take the spot. They brought a guy in this competition because they don't believe in him. They don't believe him. Pat McAfee gets on the thing every chance he gets and basically says they don't believe in him. They don't believe in him in Indianapolis. If they seen him they said, yo, they said they got concerns about his work habits. You be saying how this project is failing. It's a failing project. If you don't work hard and we think you suck, that's a problem. They said Bronny don't work hard. They you don't hear nothing about Bronny don't work hard. They say Bronny trash. Bronny be in that gym every chance he get. They say Richardson's trash, and they be like, yo, he be tapping his head. I know that mean he don't do no cardio. He out here say I'm tired.
Yeah. See, here's the it's very important the organization that drafts you as a quarterback. The Indianapolis Colts are notorious for being a horrible organization when it comes to drafting QBs outside of Peyton Manning. I mean, even Andrew Luck was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm retiring at 25.
They waited to the last minute. They waited to the last minute to try to get that boy along.
Bruh, like the Colts haven't been good in years. I mean, listen, Anthony Richardson they don't have a support system around him. The same thing with the Bears when they drafted Justin Fields. And they're actually, with the way the Bears are structured right now, Caleb Williams is set up to fail. And Caleb Williams has a lot of talent.
Hold on. I was trying to give you. I'm trying to run that back. Yo. Are you saying drafting Peyton Manning was such a hit that you're not giving them credit for that because everyone knew that Peyton was going to be Peyton?
No, I'm saying everything after that has, to be honest with you, has not gone to plan for the Colts. Yeah,
they kind of underperformed with Peyton. They did kind of underachieved.
They didn't care about defense.
They had Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne and Dallas Clark and Edgerrin James, and they only got one Super Bowl.
Devin, to be fair, they did care about defense, but when Tony Dungy had installed the great defense, right? They said, you know what? We're not going to bring you back. And then that's when Tony Dungy had went to Tampa and won. Remember, that's how that whole thing went down.
Yeah, good point. All right, where Aaron Rodgers going, yo?
Aaron Rodgers? Oh.
He ain't got no choice. He got to go to the Steelers.
What about Russell? Russell going to the Browns?
I think it's more likely that Aaron Rodgers ends up with the Browns than it is with the Steelers at this point.
Why is the AFC North the like quarterback carousel?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Why is it our division?
I think because I don't know. I mean, I can see why the Steelers need a quarterback because they don't really draft. They don't get them high draft picks, So they kind of, like Brian mentioned, we didn't get Lamar, we'd be in that same boat. We're not just going to lose a whole season. Like Ravens just not going to do that.
I can see Aaron Rodgers finding a way to get himself into the Colts. If Anthony Richardson is as bad as Brian said he is, and they really have completely lost hope in him, they might as well just bring in Aaron Rodgers at this point. I mean, fuck it, right? You ain't got nothing else to lose, right? Daniel Jones, we know we've seen enough of Daniel Jones. We know he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's a backup, and he's a good backup, but he ain't starting.
I don't know, man.
This is my thing. I don't know if the Steelers. So the Steelers talked to Aaron Rodgers, right? They talk about bringing him in. I don't think the Steelers are going to bring in Aaron Rodgers because I think Aaron Rodgers is too old to not want some power. So he going to need an offensive coordinator decision or a draft pick decision. Like he going to need some juice to come. Secondly, I don't think Aaron Rodgers cares enough to want to go through a whole offseason camp and stuff. I think he wants to sign in August. I think he wants to sign right before. He don't want to go through camp. Yeah, he don't want to do none of that. He just wants to play football.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's the kind of like operation the Steelers are running. I don't think Mike Tomlin wants his quarterback not there all camp. Like I don't think nobody wants to do that. So
didn't the Giants just signed Jameis? So
the Giants signed Jameis. So
I mean, he what's going to happen is he's going to fuck around and run out of teams. Yes, it's really only the Steelers and the Browns now.
I think that ship already sailed. The Jets was the spot, man. Like you supposed to make that work. We saw him be like not a good teammate in Green Bay. He was not. He wasn't a great teammate when he was at the peak of his powers. Now he's a little bit deteriorated, and he's like a little bit more of an asshole. Like,
I mean, I feel like Rodgers likes his guys, though.
Oh, yeah. Has Devontae Adams signed anywhere yet?
The Rams.
Yeah, he was LA.
Oh, the Rams? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's done. Because
they don't need
they staying with Stafford.
I want to pause. Anthony Richardson, I think he just needs to he's in playoff mode. In the 17 seasons, he got to let the other people on the team do their job. The way he played, Anthony Richardson on the Colts, I feel like that he got a strong arm. He can run. He can win. I mean, the team he's got a really nice deep ball. I feel like he just needs a little bit more coaching. Just needs to throw away the ball a little bit more. And I mean, the talent is there. I mean, for what I see,
I agree that
he's taking some shots.
That's what I'm saying. He's a mix of Lamar and Cam Newton, right? But he's not able to play like that unless it's playoffs.
Y'all don't.
He played too reckless.
Y'all don't. I don't get what y'all be seeing. Like y'all see some highlight plays and be like, "Ooh, I wish he could do it all the time." He has no savvy. He has no like skill. Like you gotta have.
He's just out there running around with the ball.
Out there running around. He gonna get cracked.
That's what ends up happening. He would get played.
He hurt every year. Just like you know who else don't got no savvy? Justin Fields. He be out there getting cracked.
Justin Fields had a great season last year. It
was like tight. Like the motherfucker was just like.
What's a great season, Eddie? 4 games.
Yeah,
they had him basically doing nothing though.
But in those games, well, he played more than 4 games.
When they needed him, he couldn't play because his back was hurt because he got hit. I don't even know when he was on the field to get hit, but somehow he wasn't available when they needed him.
I think that was a fake.
You think it was
that was a fake injury? Yeah, because they wanted Russell to start at that point.
Eddie, cut it out.
He went 4-2 as a starting quarterback last year. He had 65.8% completion rating. I don't know what Brian is talking about. He had 5 touchdowns and one interception.
Yeah, I bet you.
5 touchdowns, 1 interception. 1 interception.
How many games is that? 6 games, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's not great. That's not great. That's not like great production. 6 games, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's okay.
Yeah,
He out
Lamar
there.
do that one. Lamar do
And
that
if
one.
You acting like he out there like he was an MVP candidate.
if you project that over 17 games, we're talking what? 30 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Like, what are we talking about here?
You're
looking
30 touchdowns in the season.
Eddie, your math ain't mathing, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You mean 12 touchdowns?
You'd be lucky to throw like 15, half that.
My bad. 15. Yeah, you're right. I multiplied it by 2. But yeah,
15 touchdowns, 12
just make numbers up. He could be nice. Like,
but Justin Fields, and again, at a 66% completion rating, I mean, it works.
I mean, those passes they was asking him
66% on checkdowns, bro.
It was all checked in. Yeah, they didn't let him deep.
What's his average strength of pass? It's probably like 4.3 yards a throw. I'm not talking about
10 yards per throw. 10 yards per throw, actually. Thank you very much. 10.4 to be exact.
What year is this for Justin Fields?
This is last year. Pittsburgh. It's right here on pro.
This is about to be his what year? 6th year in the league?
He's only 26 years old.
Bro.
Look, I'm not against it. I mean, Justin Fields is good for the Jets. It's better than nothing.
And he was in Chicago.
You get a fan
but they literally threw away his talent in Chicago. Like, what are we talking about? Justin Fields is a mid-level quarterback. I mean, he's better than half the league.
I would agree with. I would agree. He's around there. Around there.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a lot of scrubs, bro.
Perfect. All right, perfect. All right, that's a great number. Justin Fields. You think Justin Fields is the middle of the road? You pick Justin Fields over Brock Purdy?
Yeah, I would, because Brock Purdy gets hurt every single year, and Brock Purdy honestly can't move.
Hey, Charles, see Eddie out.
No. Brock Purdy can ball, bro. He was in the.
I don't see the we see the shit.
Super Bowl.
Brock has earned a little bit of respect, bro. He's earned.
Jimmy G had that same offense and did the same damn thing.
Richardson,
he ain't got Debo, right? Christian McCaffrey comes back, right? Without Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy was horrible last year.
Bro, I think Justin Fields is horrible.
It's okay. He wasn't bad.
Justin Fields is horrible without no receivers.
They wasn't winning, but he was okay.
When he looked decent.
He wasn't winning. I mean, we'll see. Hey, listen. We'll see who will have a better record. A better record this year: Brock Purdy or Justin Fields.
I want to see George Pickens get a quarterback. That's what I would like to see, because I feel like George Pickens is nice.
Yeah, he is.
He's nice.
He's on that level.
He completed 66% of his passes.
I feel like the Steelers are gonna ship George Pickens out of there after this year.
No, wait. I wanna stay on this. This is very interesting.
He probably will get shipped out. You know, you are right. He's going to work his way out of that team.
DK's his replacement.
He is. That's exactly what they brought him in for. That he is. Yeah, I agree.
So Justin Fields over.
Oh, you still not letting this go?
Who was Justin? I want this on wax, yo. Justin Fields is better than he about to get a 4 season to start. He about to find all the naysayers.
And we will get a 4 season of Brock Purdy. 6-9 last year, 66% completion rating. Already, if you take Justin Fields stats, that's better. Justin Fields stats were better than Brock Purdy stats last year. And go ahead,
Eddie.
Is he better than Joe Flacco?
Wait, stop. That's
crazy.
Joe Flacco, come on. Eddie, what we're not gonna just go off of the 6 games that Justin Fields produced in, and then go off of Brock Purdy, who had a whole season where he was an MVP candidate. I'm not gonna let you do that.
Yo,
was an MVP candidate.
Who?
What?
Who was?
You just said Brock Purdy last year was an MVP candidate.
No, 2 years ago. Remember, I'm talking about a player who's actually good, and you're talking about a player who you wish was good. I'm talking about a player who has a resume.
Aaron Rodgers was an MVP candidate too.
What, are we losing control? 4
years ago, Tom Brady was an MVP candidate. You want to throw him in there too?
Tom
All right,
Brady.
Eddie. All right. Hey, you like your guys. It's okay. We all got our guys.
I want him to pick between Justin Fields and Richardson and Jason Richardson. Pick between them. Which one?
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
Jason Richardson's retired.
Yeah,
Anthony Richardson. Honestly, I don't think Anthony Richardson is going to last in the Colts. But the Colts are a horrible organization, so I don't think any quarterback going in there is actually going to succeed.
Are you? How can you be a Raiders fan and call other organizations horrible? I don't even understand that.
Well, Jim Irsay is rated as one of the worst owners in the NFL.
No, that's true. Yeah, the Colts owner he's bad. He's bad.
He's bad.
Yeah. He hired Jeff Saturday a couple years ago. I mean, that's
Yo, I actually wanted to see how that worked out. I forgot about that. I wanted to see how that worked out.
The Colts owner is not.
That was crazy.
That was some bull.
Yo, I forgot about that.
He just threw him to the wolves. He just like, I don't got.
You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, that was crazy.
Yo,
I mean, like he really the
Jackson
only
took that
good
job.
player they had was Jonathan Taylor, and he was trying to stiff him for the bag, and he had
that too. Yeah.
That
No,
was-
Jim Irsay is pretty fucking bad if we're
he's
going
a
to
bad
keep it
guy.
real.
He's not good.
He said Jeff Saturday could do it.
They just had Peyton Manning for 12 years. That's it.
Yo, have we ever seen anything like that? Have we ever seen an offensive
Nah.
thrust? Into
I've
the
never seen.
head coach's
I've
job?
never
He
seen that
literally
before.
went
Yo,
on TV.
That was crazy.
Coaching the Colts to back the TV.
life is about. Yo, life is about.
what all year to the head coach. Unbelievable.
Yo,
Yo.
life is all about who you know, bro.
That's
For sure.
I swear. He
That's
had good
part of
friends.
it.
Man. Good
Networking.
friends.
He took
Yeah.
it serious too. He took it serious. He really did.
Oh, yeah,
He made it look like that's kind of what I thought. That's what I think people thought the JJ Redick hire was. They
Right.
thought JJ Redick coaching for the Lakers was going to look like Jeff Saturday for the Colts.
yeah, for sure. But turned out to be wrong.
That worked out.
Yeah, that worked
Yeah.
out well.
All right. So
I completely forgot about that. The Jeff Saturday hiring. That was crazy.
that is funny, though. I feel like that's not
Yeah.
talked about enough. Like, what was that? This is a
Just
$1
hiring
billion
the homies, for real.
franchise.
Just hiring the
We're
homies.
just doing whatever. Hey, see if somebody call Jeff. See if Jeff could do it.
Right.
Yo,
but
he kept on texting-
somehow the Colts are gonna develop Anthony Richardson. No, they're not.
Yo, I mean, but he was known as a smart player. So I mean,
He never played. He was at Florida looking terrible, bro.
Yeah,
what
he only played.
Nah,
like,
I'm not
14
talking about
games
that.
or
I'm talking
something.
about the coach. Why they gave because he was texting the owner, and then and then he was like, "Yo, you know everything. You're a smart player."
Yeah. You're right. He was a smart player.
It's not like he didn't know it's not like he didn't know the game of football.
I thought you were saying Anthony Richardson was a smart player.
Who's the Colts head coach right now?
Where you
Actually,
get this information?
Nah, man, I'm over that conversation, man.
Shane
Everybody got their players where they root for, man, for sure. That
the Colts actually were 8-9
you
last
got
year.
you got some too, Brian, but
Who?
Anthony
James
Richardson.
Harden.
Oh, yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
To be fair, Anthony Richardson had a winning record last year, which is incredible. Comparing how bad these stats are: 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 47% completion rating.
They got
That
a
is-
good team. They got a good team. They got a good
Hey,
team.
Jonathan
and
Taylor
one
was
tap
balling
out.
out.
And one
Yeah.
tap out of the
got a
game.
good running back?
Mid-play.
Yeah, they're a weird
They just need
team,
a
man.
quarterback.
Michael Pittman's a good receiver too.
Sometimes.
Oh, what wasn't it? Something going around about Shador going to the Browns.
oh yeah, where's my cases of water at? Miles Garrett said he knows who the next Browns QB is. So I'll send y'all my address. Fuji. Yeah.
What did you say?
Put some waters on it.
I said put some waters on it.
I thought the bet was who were the Ravens picking? Like what position?
Nah, I got it on tape. It's recorded. We got 500 views.
What
I said
what did you say?
Brian said that organization Dion would never allow. I said that ain't nothing but a conversation.
Oh yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
did say
saying?
that.
Oh, that was with Brian though. With
Yeah.
Devin and I think we were talking about the Ravens picking up
The
position.
Ravens, yeah.
Right. Because
Yeah.
you think about it.
I think Shador going to the Browns is like a solid place. The Browns got a lot of talent. They're not like the Giants where they just don't. The cupboard's bare. Like the Browns have talent. They just need a quarterback.
And the
and
offensive line.
that organization wants to win. It's tired of losing.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what do you need? You need a new stadium, you need $40 million, you need this. I'm just tired of losing.
Unfortunately, because of their cap situation, they're gonna keep losing though.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is paid like a quarterback.
And they're paying Deshaun
they still paying Deshaun. Damn, you're right.
Yeah.
Well,
that's almost done though.
No, they owe him like 70 million next year or something. Like because they kept pushing it. They kept pushing it
because it's all fully guaranteed, so everything hits the cap.
Then they turned the 52 into a 68 next year. Then they kicked that into a 73 in 2 years. So like they gonna pay him eventually.
They still on the hook for like another 2-3 years.
Bro, his agent, John Watson agent, that man did magic.
Amazing.
Yo, how do you sign for that much money fully guaranteed under those circumstances?
It all hits the cap, bro.
That's crazy.
He's cool.
But
now what's the name? Get more than him.
It's the D-Hop effect. You have a wide receiver that never not catch everything. That really helped out his numbers.
I mean, he was great when he was with,
Yeah, I mean, it was more so just the fact that he was a complete free agent at the very time.
At 24, 25 years old.
Yeah, that never happens.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
A good quarterback to be a free agent like that.
But why was he available? Because he was probably being freaky and Houston let it ride.
But he took a lot of sacks though. He always been taking sacks.
Yeah, but you don't give somebody a fully guaranteed contract coming off of that type of year though, where like you don't really know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah,
you do if you don't want him to go to Atlanta.
Oh, that's what they were competing against, Atlanta. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Because he was a completely free agent, everybody had a chance, so they had to give him something that would be.
Yeah, because it was the highest bidder.
Contract, right?
Yeah,
but
I think OBJ. Go ahead, Brian.
No, what was you saying?
I was gonna say I was gonna switch the subject, so you can finish your thought.
Oh, I forgot.
All right, y'all think OBJ done? You think y'all the league?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I think the Ravens got the last little bit of Odell left.
Yep. Facts.
Yeah.
I mean, he got his Super Bowl, and plus he's not done, man. I feel like he got a lot of other things he could be doing to be successful at. So.
He could be like a fringe pickup at like a free agency, like if like somebody's completely depleted with receivers. I could see it maybe, but he's definitely not going to be like the guy anymore. You know what I mean?
So you're saying he's going to the Chiefs?
I can see him going to somebody if they need somebody. Yeah,
they need somebody. Okay. Yeah, he could do like what Juju did or something like that. He could block or whatever.
The Chiefs don't got no problem bringing in somebody off the couch.
Yeah,
the Chiefs kind of having a bad offseason. I don't know. To me,
I mean they kind of fucked at at O-line. I mean their left tackle. They don't know if he's going to be good or not. He's like somebody else's backup that they traded for.
Yeah,
and they got a lot of question marks at receiver as well because we don't know how Rashee Rice is going to be when he comes back.
Yeah,
I mean Xavier Worthy. I mean he's okay, but like that's about it.
Moore didn't work out, right?
Yeah.
I'm going through our list.
Kelsey's ancient.
We got
Kelsey's one more year older.
Lamar's acting career.
Oh yeah, I didn't see Power. I saw it. He wasn't on there.
I ain't see it either, but that's something that happened this week.
Yeah, it happened. When did it happen?
I watched the first 2 seasons of Power, and then I was like, this is too much drama, and I just stopped watching it.
I was into it too, for real.
The first two seasons was good, but I can't stick with that type of
Are we talking about like the original Power, or are we talking about like the offshoots?
I'm talking about the original.
He's on the offshoot. He's on Raising Kanan. So.
Raising Kanan.
He's on a spinoff. Yeah.
The spinoffs.
Yeah, I've never seen any of that.
I started to watch the first spinoff, the one about the son, and I was just like, this is just too much. Like Mary J. Blige's acting was just so bad. I just couldn't watch it.
But for a lot of these shows, is Power is kind of like what was the show with Taraji?
Yo, her acting was good. What's up with y'all? Mary was acting, bro.
Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Howard. What was the name of that show?
Empire.
I know you're talking about Empire.
Yeah, that's what Power kind of reminded me of. Like,
nah, I don't think it was that bad, bro. Power was. I mean, Power. No, I agree with you. The drama was a little bit much. I agree with you though.
Nobody can fucking act.
Hold on.
Devin.
The actors on
this now.
Hold on. The actors on Empire can act. Okay.
No, it's not the actors. It's the writing.
Okay. It was getting a little weird, man. Like it was
bad from the beginning.
Power's better.
You know what's crazy? Did he try to sue them for writing his life? He was like, "That's me. That's my life." Nobody understood what he was talking about. Like, what?
He's crazy.
Did he?
Did they settle that case? Like, did he actually get some money out of that?
I don't know. But like, nobody knew that. But now, all right, we can move on from that. But
let's move on from that.
Exactly. But I like Mary J. Blige's acting, yo. You thought she was terrible in that?
Well, maybe terrible is not the word. I don't think it was that great. I feel like she really struggled.
Yo, she hold down that entire
their family
or the series. Years. Yeah, for a couple years, she was like the main character that tied everything together. I don't know. I don't think you watched it.
Oh, actually, yes. I'm reading this right now. Diddy sued NBC for $100 million. Oh, this case is actually still going on.
I told y'all.
You be on it, Charles.
Yo. But yeah, I think Power is a good show. I'm up to speed. The next Lamar Jackson episode he's gonna debut on March 28th. So this is season 4 of his this is the 4th spinoff from the Power universe.
And they're milking the shit out of the show.
This is starting to get too much.
Well, if you break it down,
the 4th spinoff.
The way they broke it down, this is the Raising Kanan part. So this is the part with 50 Cent. 50 Cent's character for Power was kind of a badass, and so now they've kind of gone back into like his pre-log, his child, how he became who he was.
It's so good. Many, bro. I remember there was Force, right? That was about Tommy. Then there was Ghost. No, Ghost came first, then Kanan, then Force. I tried watching Force, and I was just like, oh, okay. I'm not going to make it.
Like
yo, he's creating his own Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Just dope dealing. Just dope dealing. He couldn't keep making hip hop. He couldn't keep making songs. I feel like 50 Cent would have been. They'd have said he was too he needed to be more versatile if he would have just kept making songs about the same thing. So he just started making TV shows. It's a great idea.
Yo, he's a billionaire.
Seasons?
And he raps the intro to every show.
He directs it. He owns it. He got the music. He getting a lot of different checks for real.
We got 4 seasons.
He did say that.
We got 4 seasons of Ghost.
That's
crazy.
I'm gonna get Richard Die Trying.
It's 6 seasons of the Ghost, and then I think you got 4 seasons of Tyreek, Ghost 2, and then you got 3 seasons of Force. And then you got 4 seasons of Raising Kanan, and they all pretty good.
We're on the 4th season of Ghost right now, I think, right?
Yeah.
I feel like all right, I'll get off that. I feel like him and Amari, they had a standstill as far as money, but I hope they work it out because I feel like the original Ghost show was good. Man.
Yeah, the original is called Power. Ghost is about the sun, but no, I agree with you. I want the original Ghost to come back. Like I said, I've gone to season. I don't remember where I left off at with Ghost, the one about his son. But I just remember there was this one episode I don't want to spoil it, but like it just
I
was
mean,
just
you can't spoil that one.
It been
how
out.
does,
It been
how
out.
does man, bro, how does boy get straight A's and a dope dealer and never in class? Like that don't make no sense.
I
Hustle.
can't believe we're talking about
Money, bro. Money.
That's hustle. This hustle.
Yeah, I don't make no sense though.
It
Man,
don't make no sense,
you
though.
blowing the show for me, man.
I will say this though, Method Man did a great job as that lawyer though.
Oh, he killed that. He killed
Yeah.
that. Yeah. It's amazing how the talent shows in all art forms with these artists.
Yeah.
They you limited, but they're really um good at being creative. As long as they
Hmm.
create, a lot of people, I mean, don't get me off topic, but a lot of those artists can draw on a low. Like Chris Brown can draw, MJ could draw. Like they're just creators. As long as they create and they in the element, they could be directors and like 50 Cent,
Yeah.
Method Man, and he putting them on. So
Method Man did a fantastic job.
he did, bro. For real, he killed it.
Yeah,
He
that's what's been exciting about the Power Universe. They have given a lot of young actors and actresses, including hip hop and R&B acts, opportunity. I think Kendrick had a little scene in Power.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Lamar joins the group. Method Man has a running role. Mary J. Blige. I mean, it's a pretty long list of just like other people we didn't know were actors getting
Shout out Paige Heard.
Paige Heard. Who's that?
What if Lamar kills his role? Then he got a whole nother world he could step into.
Paige was Lauren. She was Lauren on the show. Tariq's former classmate and ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, shout out to Paige.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Salute to her.
All right. What's the next list we got, bro? We got Lakers perform well without LeBron.
Yeah.
I think we kind of touched that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I talked about the Celtics sold for $6 billion.
That was crazy. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
So
sold it to some investment banker, I think.
They buying all of those group buyers.
Yeah, $6.1 billion sets a benchmark.
It's a lot of money though.
Yeah.
For the sport.
That means the Cowboys definitely going for like $10 billion, and whenever Jerry sells the team.
While the initial
Jerry not selling that team, bro.
He needs to, bro. He
gonna
needs
die
to.
with the Cowboys.
While the initial sale is valued at $6.1 billion, some reports suggest the final valuation could reach $7.3 billion, depending on the specific terms and additional assets included in the deal.
I think basketball is a declining sport, bro. I think that's why these owners are selling.
In America, it is, Charles, but you got to remember the NBA is a global brand, and in China, they love the NBA, bro.
It's just ebbs and flows, dog. There's ebbs and flows, and right now, I think what you're dealing with is honestly, the NBA started to see a bit of a downtick after COVID, because of the stance that the NBA took in supporting the majority black base. You know what I'm saying? So they started letting them do all the little mini protests, all the end racism stuff. So I feel like there was a lot of fallback from like a institutional NBA support after that.
Yeah, you know what the good old boys say. They always say that they prefer college basketball.
Yeah. That's the talk now. That's the talk.
It's more pure or whatever.
Correct.
That's the code word.
They just don't like
the sanctity of the game and all that.
They just don't like seeing dudes getting paid.
Yeah. They just don't like seeing niggas get paid. Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is also, I mean, for me, I feel like the I'm on the East Coast, so it's a 3-hour difference. I know that's been around forever, but I can't stay up. It's hard for me to stay up and watch those West Coast games. And then I'm gonna stay up and watch another team just shoot threes all day.
And you know what another big issue is? The NBA locks all of their games during the week to cable TV, like TNT. Nobody watches cable anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? They need to sign a deal with Netflix or something so people can watch the NBA on these streaming services.
And regionally, they just haven't, you know what I'm saying? They haven't done a good enough job of promoting all the players and stuff. Like you got a few teams that they try to play all the time, but then like the best teams in the league right now, Oklahoma City Thunder, Cleveland Cavaliers, you'd be hard pressed to find one of them games on one of the channels, even in the games that come on in your area.
Because
Cleveland ain't coming on. Oklahoma City ain't coming on, even if you stay up till 10:30. So it's like that's why I think it's hard. It's like, yo, Giannis, like it's hard to catch a Bucks game. Like there's a lot of really good talent, and it's not just because when I lived in Cali, bro, the games, the 8:00 games out here come on at 5. And I ain't ready to sit down and watch no game at 5:00. You know what I'm saying, on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm still being productive.
I'm still doing stuff, right? So it's like, so whatever you feel like you missing the West Coast games out here, the West Coast be missing the East Coast games. They still out and about when they being played. So it's not that, bro. It's I feel like it's definitely just people. It's just a support chain.
Well, the NBA is not a American sport anymore. Really, 59% of the consumers that watch the NBA are actually on foreign. So only about 40-something% of it is U.S. viewers.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, how was it watching the NFL games? Like, what was it? It'd be 12, 11, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. on the West Coast. Yeah.
That's a commitment.
Nah, it's easy. You just start drinking. It's awesome. It's absolutely fantastic. I hate waiting until 1:00 out here. I hate it. I'd be so geared up. I wake up at 8:00 in the morning. I'm ready to watch football. And I gotta wait till 1 p.m. That sucks.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah, you know when you go to sleep on Saturday night, you're gonna wake up and be good.
Ready to go.
It do be kind of trash. It do be kind of trash. I mean, if you go into the game, it's cool because you go down there and it's
got time.
By the time you get finished fucking around, the game's already starting.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. But you got your whole day ahead of you.
Just watching it, you just sitting at home, you ain't doing nothing.
No. Or chores. Yeah, you can do a whole bunch of chores. You mad.
Yo, what was this thing you wanted to talk about? You said Jackie Robinson mess? I don't know much about that.
Oh, bro. So they had the Jackie Robinson's name is up in, well, it's on the government website. And recently it was his name was taken down from the United States government. He's a veteran, you know that. Jackie Robinson served in the Army.
Yeah.
So there's this whole like there's this whole like section on the website where all these different people are being highlighted. And then the United States government went in and removed all the names of Black people and women, basically from the government website. Then upon outbursts from the crowd, from fans and whatnot, they fixed it, and then they changed it and said they added Jackie Robinson's name back and then put like hashtag DEI.
What?
Oh yeah, because they try to remove. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I didn't hear about this either.
It was a mess.
Yeah, they try to remove all DEI stuff. Okay. But yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a little far though. That's not DEI though. Okay, now I see why it's controversy, right?
Yeah, they made it controversial for no reason. But really it just was it really was more of an issue before they put it back up.
Right.
But at first they did take it down, but they put it back up. So they're just messing around with people. But I just thought that it was interesting because I felt like people were bothered at the fact that they were saying that Jackie Robinson was a DEI. And I was like,
no.
We've completely lost like the fact of like what DEI means.
Right. So DEI is diversity, inclusion, equity, diversity,
equity, inclusion.
Yeah. Correct.
So, all right. Well, I got you. Politics as usual, right?
basically.
It's
All
not
right,
even
so
politics at this point. It's just insanity.
don't get Eddie started.
Right. It's just racist. We can just
All right.
call it what it is.
I think we went through the list except for college basketball.
College basketball. I'm still trying to see with my bracket, bro. I feel like I can't see
Maryland, we all rooting for Maryland. Let's just hope for the best. We got a tough matchup coming up against Florida. Florida is one of the best teams in the country. That's going to be our next matchup.
It was a great shot
Okay.
by 25 at the end.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Repeat that again, Devin? I didn't hear you.
I said that was a great shot by 25 at the end.
Oh, yeah. Derek Queen.
Yeah.
I didn't know
just got hurt.
People bet on college basketball so much bigger than betting on the NBA. It's like more than double, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, I think I snapshotted it. It was like 3.8 billion instead of like 1.8 or 1.2 compared to the NBA.
Now, is that in general, or is that just starting on March Madness?
Thought I screenshotted it.
Because that's interesting. I would love to dive into that. I mean, March Madness. Honestly, the viewership of March Madness has been up. This is the highest it's ever been.
Yeah, I don't think I screenshotted it. But since we doing the podcast stuff, since we all these new articles and stuff.
Yeah, I mean I believe it. I honestly do believe it because the viewership of March Madness this year has been through the roof. So with that, you would assume that the betting would be higher on college basketball. It's kind of like how the Four Nations hockey tournament was the hockey had actually beaten out the NBA in betting for the first time ever because that international series or whatever was such a big thing.
Wow.
Well, it's hard to bet the NBA.
It is. It really is because the teams are just so, and the scoring is just through the roof. Teams, the
lineups are unpredictable.
People sitting every day. Yeah, like it's just getting wacky now.
Yeah.
I mean, Utah just almost I think they almost had to forfeit a game because they tried to sit their entire team and just start their G League. And then the NBA stepped in and was like, no, we're going to forfeit your games and stuff like that if you do that.
What is that?
Right.
I wonder what.
So they were trying to. Weren't they playing the Wizards? They were trying to. Both teams
were playing the Wizards. Yep.
Yeah, so is it like is it a tanking issue or is it because of gambling that feels problematic? Because I feel like we shouldn't be like, it sucks if you put money on it and that player doesn't play. I get that sucks, but also if his ankle's sore or we planning for the playoffs or whatever, or I'm planning to trade him or whatever, he ain't playing today. I just think that it's happening so much, and because gambling is so rampant, it feels more like pervasive than it is. Like I feel like players have always sat. People always be like getting sick at the last second. But now when you got money on the line, the under is 18, but also you have to play for me to hit.
What's also hurting it too is that because so many teams this year are tanking on purpose to try to get Cooper Flag, when you have two tanking teams purposely coming up with fake injuries, it just looks really bad for the NBA.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think it is. And to Devin's point, that game is exactly why the NBA is like, we're going to start forfeiting games now, and you're just going to lose revenue because the Wizards and Utah Jazz, two of the worst teams in the NBA, were literally just having street people play basketball. I mean, that's how bad it's gotten.
Yeah, I mean,
you just gotta bring up the Wizards, yo.
But it's the truth, though.
They suck. They're bad organization.
The Wizards are sad, man. man. They're a sad team.
They don't even make it to like ESPN or nothing.
It's nothing to talk about.
It's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
It's nothing to discuss. They got rid of Kyle Kuzma's in Milwaukee now. That was as soon as they did that.
Now it's just Jordan Poole out there just with the complete free reign.
Hey, we should go to a game. I'll be in DC in a couple weeks. Next week.
It's just hard to watch them, man. Like
they're hard to watch. Yeah.
Went to the Lakers game to watch LeBron play, and the whole crowd was rooting for LeBron and the Lakers. As a matter of fact, they were cheering on Bronny. They were shouting out MVP when Bronny was shooting free throws. Bronny James, and not LeBron. Bronny James.
Hey,
you know what?
They visionaries. They visionaries.
Come on,
that's like that. That's like that in every city, though, yo.
Clippers are playing the Thunder right now.
Who's winning?
Thunder.
True.
Yeah.
Since I called James Harden a fat ass, he's actually been playing rather well.
Man, that went viral.
Yeah. I think he heard it and was like, "Damn, I probably should put the hamburger down and probably get rid of this BBL that I have and actually try."
There we
go. Vegan Eddie, why you always hating on red meat?
You wasn't talking like somebody that been watching James Harden for any quarter lengths because he don't look fat out there. He look like.
I mean, he does look kind of fat, but he
looks slow. He looks slow.
I don't know what fat is. He looks fat, slow, and he can't shoot. 39%. Is not a good shooting percentage.
All right, here we go.
39%.
His shooting percentage is so bad that Anthony Richardson's passing completion is higher.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. See how that's man, we gotta close the show on that one.
That's Brian's boy though. Anthony Richardson, Brian's boy now.
No, he's not.
He attached him to you.
I passed it to you. 47% from the passing completion is crazy work.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, for a slow week, man, you still got an hour and 40 minutes. Wasn't much going on this week. College basketball kind of took over everything for sure, as it should. So,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, things will pick up closer we get to the draft.
Oh yeah,
hold
on. Sure.
39% is not that bad.
Oh my god, here we go.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
I was gonna say something else.
Here we go.
Top 5 shooting guard ever.
Bro, cause I just feel like Eddie just wild out on James Harden for no reason. And I don't understand where that comes from. James Harden's averaging 22 points this season. That's he's sorry? He averaging 8 assists. That's top 5.
Yeah,
39% shooting.
Yo, but James Harden changed the game, bro. Like, if you play open basketball, that step back, like people wasn't doing that.
Yeah,
he did change the game.
He changed the game in basketball. Shout out to people that's not as athletic as other people and be able to copy those moves.
I mean, Luka basically plays like James Harden.
But just a better shooter at this point in his career. I mean, listen, James Harden was a beast. Don't get me wrong. But this older version of James Harden that we're seeing, now granted, he is 35 years old. And, point guard / shooting guards, when they reach a certain age, their decline is pretty rapid.
He played point guard his whole. He played the shooting guard position, but like they put the ball in his hands and just told him to operate, basically.
But he's been balling. No, I will say this. Since I called him a fat ass, he's been on fire. And the Clippers, I think, have won like 10 of their last 11 games. Like, Clippers are on fire right now. But what's interesting...
I was telling you that they was nice. You was laughing me off the phone. Like,
oh, no.
Yeah, I remember that.
No, absolutely. They've been on fire lately, and they are nice, but they're just not going to win a damn series in the Western Conference. I mean, I don't see them beating the Thunder. We can go down the list like we did last time, bro. They are exactly who we thought they are. And what's interesting is that Minnesota is right below them, and Minnesota technically should be better if we're going to be completely honest.
Why?
But they've been having a bad season.
Why should they be better?
Well, Anthony Edwards is supposed to be the guy.
He's still young, though. He's still young.
Anthony Edwards was a product of having two big men, and then it's different. The game is different now. Now Gobert's out there. That's his only big. Cat is like a dangerous center or dangerous power forward. Now he's gone. I just don't think. Anthony Edwards is still 23. Like he's just
he still needs more
not
time.
ready to like take over the league yet.
Yeah. He definitely needs more time. Well, I mean, SGA is kind of the same age, though, right?
SGA older.
Not by much.
Remember, SGA was in Oklahoma. SGA was with the Clippers for a year or two. Remember, and he came over with that trade.
Oh yeah, you're right. SGA is 26. Anthony's 23.
Yeah, like this is Shea's prime. We're in Shea's prime right now.
That was, to be honest with you, trading SGA. I got my Clippers were wild for that.
That was I was cool with the trade in the beginning. If you get Paul George, like how before we just like realized that he was so terrible in the playoffs. If you just get like a decent Paul George, that was a good trade. Because Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were supposed to be better than they ended up being.
But could you imagine SGA?
The problem was Kawhi just never stayed healthy.
Yeah, but he's healthy this year though. Because could you imagine how good the Clippers would have been with SGA?
They wouldn't have been. They wouldn't
SGA, Kawhi. Oh, so you think SGA is worse than Paul George?
I'm saying that SGA's production and his maturation has occurred because he played a year with Chris Paul and got to grow up in that young system in Oklahoma City. I think if he was out in LA and Paul and Kawhi would have got hurt, it would have just changed everything, and it wouldn't look like this.
It's actually a pretty good game.
That's an interesting point. I actually think that they would have been a pretty damn good team, especially
if SGA would have stayed out there with Kawhi.
Yeah.
Kawhi wouldn't have came. Kawhi
but if we want to be technical, the Clippers didn't even pick him. Remember, it was the Charlotte Hornets that technically selected SGA.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Kawhi wouldn't have chosen to come to LA.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're saying
LA because they got a bona fide number two in Paul George.
A super team, and they didn't really. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, they had no idea. It's kind of like with the Lakers when they sent out everybody like Brandon Ingram and all them dudes. Lonzo. Yeah. I think Kuzma did win the championship with them. They kept Kuzma but everybody else they shipped out.
Mm.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up.
We did it.
Yep, episode 3. Still 2 hours. Yes, sir.
Go Turks.
Go
Turks still alive. Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Let's beat it.
Wrapping up the college basketball. We got St. John's was a lot of people's big pick to go with Ron Harper Jr. and Ace Bailey. They got knocked out. Who beat them?
Arkansas, I think, right?
Arkansas, yeah. So that's an interesting Arkansas 10 seed on its way. So, and a lot of other majors, Florida, Duke still around, number 1 seeds.
Yep.
Nothing else too exciting. We're good.
There's a lot of Duke fans out here where I'm at.
Oh yeah. South Carolina, the Carolinas, that's big.
Yeah. All right, guys. This concludes episode 3. Man, we'll see y'all next week.
Later.
All right, later. Peace.